Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is INX Prime Live. Remember, we are on your screens every single Monday to Friday between the hours of 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. Now, we are joined by someone who is exceptionally special when it comes to today in particular, and it is about remembering Nelson Mandela. We are chatting to Vusani Nkosi. Now, Vusani Nkosi actually worked with Mandela in his later stages of his life until he passed on. He also worked with various other people, high-profile individuals and other presidents like and including Jacob Zuma as well, President Jacob Zuma. And he has actually written a book which was inspired by Mandela, reaching 95 years, and he's also involved in a lot of community work. Now, he joins us tonight to tell us a little bit more about that as well. Mr. Nkosi, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So I just want to get into you as an individual. I know that you've worked with Nelson Mandela. We're going to chat about that.
Yes.
But I want to know, who is Vusani Nkosi?
Thank you for the opportunity. Vusani Nkosi is now a brand. I'm involved in health ecosystem. I help people with underlying condition, health underlying condition. I'm working with Department of Health as an ambassador. We're doing a lot of community work. So the segment that I focus on now is to give health ecosystem nutrition for people that are less disadvantaged from what they can eat from the garden. We assist in making gardens. We assist in agribusiness, in teaching people how to cultivate, explaining the health properties to the community here in Gauteng, and then even in Eastern Cape. So I've tapped into what Mandela inspired me and taught me how to do, is to reach out to the community. One of his ideologies was awareness, humility, and access to information. So my main focus is to rather to do really that. Like now, 2010, when his 10th year anniversary of passing, this whole year my focus was to do away with what I normally do in my business, is to focus and come closer to the people really that wants to achieve that.
That's brilliant, sir. And I mean, just touching on the work that you're doing, today we have opportunities like, for example, urban farming that has actually come up, where people can actually go and farm, within their homes in particular. They can go and create it within their own gardens, like you did mention. And I think you've played such an important role in that. So thank you so much for that. I just want to touch a little bit. Let's go back to when you first started cooking for late President Nelson Mandela. Tell us about that specific moment.
Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you the genesis of my journey with the late world icon. On his birthday at home in Mthatha, I was identified as a young chef of the community. Then I got that opportunity to just come and cook for 2 days for him, because I'm this gifted young chef. God made it possible for me just to be with him, with the family. After that, they decided to say, because of the craft, because of the respect of my craft, because of the gift, because of the knowledge of the nutrition intelligence around me, they asked me to join, because Sistoli was already there, the old chef, the old cook. And then they decided that I must leave Eastern Cape and come and join them in Gauteng. We need to bear in mind that obviously prominent people were coming through. They wanted somebody who is vibrant. They wanted somebody who can articulate the nutrition part. Again, by that time that I was aging, so they tasked me to take care of turning down the nutrition, the digestion system. So you understand the type of food that I cook is different from your oxtail, your mhodu. I'm a classic chef. So what I do things that are easy to digest, but they actually address the health properties a lot.
That's brilliant. And I mean, just touching on your story as well with Nelson Mandela, the fact that he actually went out and took someone that's a young person, it speaks about youth development. I mean, you're very passionate about that as well. But the idea of taking someone who's young, who's from South Africa, who's a local, I mean, if you look at Nelson Mandela, he's someone who could have easily got a chef from Switzerland or one of these European countries to come in, an old chef, that's 70, 60 years old, been doing it for many, many years, a Michelin star, but he chose to emphasize youth development. Why is that so important in our country?
Yeah, it's very important because I cannot begin to explain or to express my humble beginnings, how I happened to work for him at the young age, as you have mentioned. There were a lot of people, billion people, that they wanted just to come and work for him for free without being paid, just to be next to him. But for me to get that really opportunity, I feel to myself all the time that I cannot stop opening doors for youth. I cannot stop empowering and capacitating youth, going around to less disadvantaged areas, because it's possible. It is rather important for us as people that are placed in leadership now to really go back to our indigenous places or rural areas, to pick up people that are less disadvantaged and give them an opportunity.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean,